Hey everybody. I'm I'm pretty sure that's the coolest intro that I've ever had. I mean, just sitting there and watching that eagle fly back and forth from Earth to the I could sit there and watch that thing do that all freaking day. What
Same
about
here.
you?
Same here. Absolutely. That's a great intro. Uh, Glad you ran it again. Looks like your stuff's popping up everywhere, which is good this time. Had
Right.
some technical difficulties last time. I got YouTube, I got Props and Ships, I got Space 1999 main group page, and then I also have Nebula Shipyards and whatever else that you got going on. Looks like
Eagles
we're,
uh
we're being
Eagle
pumped.
headquarters too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it looks like our little show here is being pumped through all these pages. So awesome job, Mr. Todd.
Absolutely. I'm so and if it sounds like I'm echoing, it's because I'm in a empty house.
Yeah.
As most of you know, my father passed away, and I've been down here for the last 9 days, taking care of his business. And we cleaned out the house and got it up for sale. And so, if I sounds like I'm in an empty room, I am.
Well, when you tune in next week, folks, Todd will be back in his super duper office to show off his collection in his little command center. So that'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't have my eagle to whoosh, so I'm whooshing a screwdriver.
Nice. Well,
Anyway,
I
go
hope you've
ahead.
been doing okay, Todd.
Yeah, it's okay. We had a little um, memorial last night of with my family here.
Oh, that's good.
So we got to. I got my dad. He was cremated, so we put him in the middle of the table, and we just told stories and laughed and cried and did all that stuff last night. So
Well,
he's going back to Indiana with me,
gotcha.
and then we'll move on from there.
Well, you have my condolences there, brother.
Thank you very much, and thank you everybody out there that's conveyed condolences and everything like that. I really appreciate it. So
Looks
we're
like
gonna.
Nigel is looks like Nigel Gibbs is on with us. Nigel, I haven't seen you since Alpha 2014. Hope you've been doing well there. Andy
Thank you.
Davidson, he's saying hi guys from the UK.
Oh, I see him. I don't see his name because I'm seeing the YouTube thing or the whatever. Anyway, hi Nigel. Nice to talk to you, buddy. Nice that you could join us. It's a wonderful time right now. We're doing a whole lot of stuff for this Kickstarter, and the reason I wanted to do a show today and not wait is to kind of give you guys an update of why you're seeing us so much and why we need all you guys to help us out, which a lot of you have. Where are we at today as far as the pledges? Do you know?
Oh, let me look. Last time I checked was around 65.
Right.
Andrew Frampton is tuned in. He said, "I missed the news about your dad, Todd. My condolences." So, Mr. Frampton, hope you've been doing okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. So we're going to have Jeffrey on here in about 15 or 20 minutes, and we're going to let him explain some of the things behind the Hollywood deal. Why we're crowdfunding this because nobody else wants to do it but us. So is that where we're at? About 65?
Yeah, 65, 646, 391 backers, 25 days to go. We still got a pretty good amount of time to go. So, I'll, donate $1, donate $10, whatever it is that you want to donate. All is extremely appreciative. I have full faith in Jeffrey and his production for this particular documentary. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to be a part of it. From what you've seen so far with regards to some of the things that he's been, pretty much funding himself with regards to the animation of the Eagle, with shooting footage both at Calgary and over at Wonderfest. and some of the names that he's trying to get pretty much lined up for this documentary. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. Obviously, if you're the fan of the Eagle, then by all means, this is going to be really a honor and a dedication towards that, and obviously towards the fans, with their 48-year love for their favorite spaceship. So
Right.
donate. Check out the kickstarter.com. Look for the Eagle has landed, or you could follow our links on any number of pages. Probably the easiest page to look for on Facebook is the Space 1999 series, or the Eagle has landed HQ. Both of those are the business pages of what is going on for at least supporting this endeavor. We're also going to be doing a little bit more articles of a little bit of Eagle history, the merchandise of it. I've done a few posts in the past with some really good turnout. I know everybody loves to remember their little dinky Eagle or their Eagle model, their Mattel Eagle. Pick your Eagle of whatever that your favorite one was when you were growing up. I plan on doing a number of more posts. I even did one on the Century flying model rocket. Not a whole lot of people got that compared to, like, let's say the Eagle model or the Dinky, but it was truly a unique and one of the few Eagles that literally did fly back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's a cool model. It was an original model from Century. It wasn't a carbon copy of the Dinky like so many other companies kind of did. Century did their own thing. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, go on over to kickstarter.com and please support us. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've done really good for what now? 5 days into it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely.
Wednesday? Yeah, we're on our 4th day and we're doing quite well, I think. So we can do this. I mean, there's no difference. I mean, 8 years ago, you guys trusted me and Gordon and everybody to believe in that there could be a 22-inch Eagle, right? I mean, that was, you put your trust in us, and it probably cost just about as much to get the tooling for that stuff. So I mean, so round 2 trusted us. They trusted you guys because you were asking for it. What's the difference? Let's do this. Let's make it happen. Yeah, we did it with the Eagle, and look at it now. We've had, oh my goodness, are we on 28?
28.
Space 1999 products?
27 products so far, yeah. The turnout for Space 1999 market has been just overwhelming, and it's amazing. Even for a second edition cargo winch edition of the model kit. I mean, good grief, that's pretty awesome.
I mean, everybody out there we're talking to right now had a hand in doing that, and without you guys, I wouldn't be on this show today. We wouldn't be having a 22-inch Eagle and all the other accessories. We wouldn't have a 172 true scale Eagle. So
we wouldn't have a show with the following of like 13,000+ members in our group. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah, and that doesn't include. I mean, Space 1999 merchandise is everywhere now. It's popping up. What's 1612 at right now? They put out.
I haven't done a count.
I know. I didn't think you did. That's why I was just saying. We'll just put it all out there. But yeah, without you guys, it's not gonna happen.
Here's the latest from even Jamie Anderson's official Jerry Anderson store. Have you guys gotten this yet? This is basically the Blam second print of the original to everything there that was. As you can see, the size difference. By the way, go to Catacombs. Martin Wiley did a Catacombs update as of today with this information on this. It's really a good update. Jamie has been putting some serious quality in all of these. They got 2 pre-orders going on right now of the Aftershock and Awe, as well as the Look-In comics. So there's a lot of stuff coming out, like Todd was saying.
And we've got some pretty cool prizes with your pledge, you get
The
some pretty neat
rewards.
stuff, rewards. Yeah. So I honestly think myself that this can be done. It seems like a lot of money to everybody, but if everybody pitches in, 25, $50, we're good. We're golden. So don't think that, whatever you put in is too little. It's not.
It's not. Every little bit helps.
No.
All right. So Richard Smith says hi from Sheffield, UK.
What's
Nigel
up,
replied.
Richard?
Nigel replied, "Hi guys, I'm well, thank you." George Bale says, "Sorry to hear about your dad. Prayers to you and your family." Looks like JC's out there. Hey George, how you doing, bub? It's good.
Hey,
Tuning in.
he's got quite the collection too, guys.
Well, I really do appreciate all of his inputs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Any kind of neato type stuff. George definitely gets some good information.
Well, I think he's got somebody inside somewhere, because that dude, as soon as I find out about it, it's Spacco. Spacco 1999. It's there.
He goes, "Hello, Todd and Gordon. Just submitted my humble pledge to the cause. Good luck to you all, to all of us." George Bales responded, "Thank you, thank you to you both. Without you two, we wouldn't get to continue a childhood realization of the toys we didn't have as kids." So that is true too. I mean, good grief, I wouldn't say we've suffered, but we went through a long dry spell, and from an obscure show that's obscure to a lot of people.
Right.
That only lasted 2 years, 48 years ago. I think we've been very, very lucky or very blessed with the support, merchandise wise, with just the fans turnout and everything else like that. I mean, good grief. It's been also proven, which was an eye-opening experience. It's been proven that you don't have to love the show to love the ship. And I'm not saying that, it's one is better than the other. I'm just saying, though, that there's far more people that remember the ship more so than the show. And those numbers have been proven just with Adam Savage's tested video interview that was done. And I can't believe that it's actually pushing 300,000 views, for a channel that has 6.3 million subscribers. So that's actually a pretty good, I guess, test for showing off that the Eagle has some staying power. It's beloved. It's definitely NASA-esque, and I think it's kind of inspirational, if you ask me, with regards to what has that ship meant to you as you grew up, especially us Gen Xers. So anyway, I look forward to seeing what happens in the next 25 days.
Yeah, me too. Jerry said he knows we can do this. He was very happy to make a pledge. Thank you, Jerry. And
really
thank you for passing the word too, because we spoke on Messenger or chatted on Messenger, and I appreciate you posting this thing everywhere.
Right. So some of our YouTubers that are tuning in, you have A. Dudley Buchanan. "Hey, fellow Star Travelers, Todd, my condolences. Will the actor's strike interfere with season 3 of Space 1999? I don't know about that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny.
I might pause it a little bit.
Let's see. Michael Morris said that's really good intro, Todd. I wasn't aware your dad is gone. Sorry, my condolences. I saw the Eagle has landed stream you guys did later on. I plan on donating to this documentary in another 2 weeks when I get paid." Wow, that's cool. Thank you so much. "I am waiting to learn more about the new Eagle that Jerry Anderson Entertainment is going to be putting out." Well, we could talk about that right now. Let's talk a little bit about the Eagle Moss looking Eagle that maybe Jamie has managed to either work with. Was it Master Replicas that's got the license now?
I think they do now.
Or did he get the tooling from himself? I mean, I don't really know too much about the background on it, but the photos tell the tale of this looks like an eagle, moss eagle.
Right.
And of course, the other one, there's a CG looking a little bit more, I guess, Canon looking eagle on some of the other photographs. But a large share of the promo rescue eagle that I saw was very eagle moss looking. It is a dead giveaway. So it'd be interesting to see if they're going to pursue a number of releases from that particular tooling. What do you think, Todd?
I think you're right. I think they must have gotten a hold of, Master Replicas or somebody. So we'll see, I'm sure, in the near future. Speaking of future, I have a future dude that wants to join us.
Nice.
Hey,
there he is.
Dude.
You're muted.
Yep.
Oh, howdy, boys.
There you
go. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good. Good to see you. Good to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. So
Jeffrey, we're in day 5.
Yeah, day 5. We are done over 65K or so here.
646. Yep, 65,646 is where we're at.
Okay. All right. Yep. And climbing, which is good. Good. So we're happy. We're getting attention. We're getting people sharing and talking, and hopefully we'll get this thing done. Make it happen.
Very strong start for a very good week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And the truth of it is, we got a whole month, right? We got till October 12th to get this thing done. So we'll get her done. So yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I was just telling everybody that this is no different than when we came out and said, hey, there's going to be a 22-inch eagle. And everybody's going, yeah, right. But we made it happen. This group, everybody in this group and everybody in the other groups that we run was a part of making that. So this is what we're getting ready to do.
Yep. Excuse me, I had a little sneeze action there.
I was going to say, where'd you go?
Yeah. So do you have any good news or new news for us as this Kickstarter is in flight?
Well, I mean, I guess a couple of things. I mean, obviously, I've been able to do a lot of great podcasts like you guys, but there have been some very cool press we've been getting. Obviously, we've got, we were on with Jamie Anderson's, Anderson Entertainment's group last week on Breakaway Day, which was a huge honor, which was awesome to be included there. We've been part of all of the Anderson coverage this month, which is really, really cool. I'm going to be actually having lunch with Barbara Bain next week, which is really exciting. And we're going to just literally a one-on-one lunch, just me and her sitting down and talking about the project. And
got a little film action going on back and forth.
I just want to talk to her. At this point, it's just talking to her, getting to know her, and her getting to know me, and preparing for when we do the actual documentary and everything, which will be great. It's actual shoot. So it'll give us a chance to get to know each other, which will be really exciting. So, I'll be in Los Angeles this week to do that. No, I mean, we just we've got a lot of press coming up, a lot more press, a lot more podcasts, a lot more discussions. The Eagle Meetup group in the UK, we're including them in the project now. Good. I was able to kind of figure out exactly kind of how to fit them in, and so I had a big chat with them yesterday, which was very exciting, and those guys are on board, which is great. So we'll be talking with them too, which is cool.
Absolutely, would love to see Eagle 2 in the documentary. Eagle 2.
Yeah, for sure. What I want to kind of do is get them and Brian Johnson together, and everything, and have that. So I think that'd be a lot of fun there.
That would be.
Yeah. So yeah. So. I mean, I think it'd be good to talk a little bit about. I know that there's been some questions in fandom about this project and about what we're doing, and obviously we're doing quite a bit of. We've been doing a lot of outreach and a lot of press, and there've been a lot of ads. We have a very a solid team, and they're actually doing their jobs. Like, if there are fans out there going, we're seeing a lot of this, we're seeing all these ads about this, that's because the team is excited, and they're actually doing a really good job of making sure that they're getting exposure for the project. Obviously, when there's something like this, which is a Kickstarter where you're trying to raise the money from outside sources, you have to make sure the outside sources know that you exist, right? You can't just put it there and expect it to succeed. You have to work it. You have to keep making sure people are aware of it. Make sure. But I do want to say and acknowledge there's no intent whatsoever for us to irritate anyone or to oversaturate the marketplace. I'd like to very quickly sort of explain. We were originally going to launch this Kickstarter on August 21st, and we were going to run it for a month. And the reason why we're timing this thing as we are is because we're trying to make sure that so like with any production, it's like any TV show or movie. There's a phase where you develop it. There's a phase where you produce it and post-production, and then you distribute it, right? So any movie that you're seeing, any content you're seeing, these obviously took many, many years to develop and get going. Our goal with this project obviously is to have it in the marketplace by the 50th anniversary of Space 1999 in 2025. And I'd also like fans to be able to have access to this next year as well. So in order to make that deadline and make this happen, we need to raise money now, finish the actual production, the shoot this year in 2023, do post-production and visual effects for the first half of 2024, and then we would go into our film festivals and distribute to the Kickstarter supporters, all that sort of thing. So there's a timeline there. And so I want to make sure everyone understood why we're doing this now and why it's so important to do this and launch it now.
Absolutely.
Now on top of that, we planned on, when we originally put together the video that everyone hopefully has seen, I thought it was important to include some clips from Space 1999 in that. And obviously, I'm the kind of guy that I take very seriously as somebody who creates intellectual property myself. I don't want to just go and use somebody else's intellectual property. Obviously, Space 1999 doesn't belong to me. It belongs to ITV Studios, ITC, previously ITV now. And it belongs to them, and I respect that deeply, take it very seriously. And so one of the things is we had started working with someone back in July when we began the project, the actual Kickstarter project. And we were told that it was going to be great. We were in good shape. And actually, it turns out we really needed to make sure that we had the full rights for everything that we were doing. And so we reached out to ITV. The process of getting everything going with ITV took a little longer than we thought it would, which in the end is fine because it turned out great. ITV on board, they like the project, they're excited about it, but it took us an extra couple of weeks, so we had to delay the Kickstarter because I didn't want to be putting content out there using their IP or their intellectual property without their permission. Now that we have their permission and we actually license, and have a relationship with them, it's an official project, official license, that sort of thing. So it's great. It's really fantastic. But it took us an extra couple of weeks. So unfortunately, because we thought we had the go and the green light early, we were advertising and marketing this Kickstarter. So what's happened is we kind of had double exposure. We had more exposure out there than we intended to, initially hoped for. So for the people in fandom, obviously we were trying to reach Space 1999 and Eagle fans with this project because they're going to be the first group of people that actually know and care about it. So from that standpoint, it was very important to us that we expose it. But what happened is subsequently, because we had to push the Kickstarter back, that meant there was an extra couple of weeks of marketing. So any of you out there who may be grumbling that like you're seeing this too much, I'm not going to actually apologize, but I am going to acknowledge that we get it and we understand how you see it. And we're going to dial it back a little bit for a little while, but we also want to make sure at the same time that there are people who are saying, I'm seeing too much of this. There are other people who are like, I've never seen this. And we're running into those people every single day. I've never seen this, and they're excited. And I think at the end of the day, we're trying to produce something for all of us that is a very, very thorough, full, fun, comprehensive look at this spacecraft that we all know and love. Now, I also want to address one more thing. And before I go any further, is there any questions or comments the two of you have or anyone has about what I just said? And then I want to go further and talk about the documentary itself.
I was just going to refer to the comments, a comment about timing. So actually, the timing worked out pretty good for your September 13th.
It did. Actually, the reason why we had originally set the August 21st is because I wanted to give myself some breathing room, right, for the production itself. But the truth is we still had enough time. By launching, we want to actually start this production right in mid-October, and then we're going to be shooting from mid-October until right before Christmas. That's the window for all the production. There's quite a bit of travel involved, quite a bit of locations and all that, you know, so there's a lot there. So the 13th is great. I think it's a fantastic day. It's actually, we should have just done that to begin with, but we backtracked time because we're trying to give ourselves breathing room, you know, for the production. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then unless you're part of like your team and we know, there's a lot of expense in taking a camera crew and you to the UK, to Los Angeles, to, you know, wherever that you're going to see Jan in
Denmark.
Where's he live?
He's in Denmark.
Denmark. So airline tickets, you think they're expensive to take your family to Florida and everything, but just think about all the equipment and all that stuff that these guys have to travel with.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one place that I really like to address also is the fact that there are some people who are questioning, like, $500,000, that's a lot. It's like, well, actually it isn't. I mean, we were all talking as a group, you know, just the other day, right, about the fact that there are visual effect shots, single visual effect shots in Hollywood movies, Marvel movies, Star Wars movies, you know, single effect shots that cost more than this entire movie, more than double this entire movie, even more than that, actually.
And they dropped it.
Yeah. What's that?
And they dropped it. They not ended up using it.
Yeah, they didn't even end up using the shot I was telling you guys about exactly. But yeah, at the end of the day, there are visual effects and production costs that are, you know, you're looking at something like these movies like this Indiana Jones film. It's a $300 million budget, $300 million, right? Mission Impossible 7 that was this summer, $290-something million budget, right? You know, there are documentaries of the caliber of what we're trying to shoot that we estimated at a Hollywood production approach for what we're creating, it would be about $2.5 million. So we're doing this for $500,000, you know, and people need to know also that my company, myself, we've already invested well over $100,000 into this project, just developing it already, you know, with everything you guys have seen. We've already financed a couple of the shoots. So it's not like, you know, it's not like we're just saying, hey, give us our money. You give us your money so we can just go party. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm not, just people, so people know, I'm not taking any fees to direct this film. I'm not taking any fees to be on camera in this film because I just want to get it made. You know, my producer's working with it, not taking fees at present, you know. So it's, we all believe in it, and we did everything we could to bring the cost as low as we possibly could for this production. And the thing is, it's exactly as you said, Todd. I mean, this is, you know, we're trying to do this at motion picture quality, so this could be projected on the big screen. I want to see Eagles on the big screen. You know, I want to see this story in the big screen. So the idea is to make a film with 2 cameras. Every single shoot we do, we're using 2 cameras. We're using, you know, motion picture quality. We're doing top level visual effects. There's all the stuff that we're doing with this, right? It's going to look top notch. It already looks top notch, as people can see, and that's with just the money we've spent so far. You know, so so I just don't. I think it's more of a lack of understanding when people are like, that's a lot of money. Now I know for Kickstarter it might be a lot of money, right? There are a lot of people who go on there and say, I can make this documentary for $50,000. You know, yeah, I guess if, you know, I suppose there's a version of this where maybe I just, you know, we brought the scope way down and we did very, very little about it, you know, but then we're not involving Barbara Bain and Nick Tate and you know, Brian Johnson, and traveling to the UK and traveling to these different places, getting the groups together in Calgary, you know, all those things that we're doing that's really going to illuminate the fandom around this and illuminate the history of this. We couldn't afford to do it. And, you know, there was a proposal by the production company we're dealing with this, that we're partnered with for distribution. They were like, well, you know, we could just set up a backdrop and bring people in and just do talking heads and interview them like 60 minutes or something, you know. And I just, for me, that's not going to compel me. You know, it's like I want to get out there. I want to see this. I want to breathe with it. I want to feel it. And I have a lot of passion for this story and for telling it in a fun and accurate way. I think I want people to see you guys. I want them to see, you know, Todd, you have a really interesting story around all this. And I think the fact that you've built a business around your love of Space 1999 and the Eagle and the props and ships and those sorts of things, and the fact that you've done that from Southern Indiana, that's really interesting. We got to go there and see that. We have to go there and see that. The fact that you guys were able to get this get the 22-inch Eagles going and everything. I want to go to round 2 in South Bend, and I want to see their facility. I want to see their operation. I want to see the tooling. I want to see how this thing got going. I mean, it's just the story. It's the story. And so, hey, folks, the story is going to cost some money. It just costs some money to do it. And that's why we need your help to help us finance it so we can do it. It's not like I haven't put skin in the game. I put skin in the game. I'm asking everyone else to join us and join me in putting skin in the game so we can get this story told. And the other thing is, I know deep down, all of us hope that there could be more or new content with Eagles, new content around this intellectual property, right? This is the way we get there, is by showing and proving that there's an interest in this worldwide, so that the powers that be, who could unleash the massive amounts of money that'll be required to get a reboot, remake, anything like that going, this is going to help show them how great this is and how much we all love it and how much we want it to continue, or we want it to be reimagined, whatever it is, right? I mean, this is how we start. And so, I need everybody to step up and help us get it done.
It's a really good stepping stone, that's for sure. And quite frankly, Jeffrey, I have 100% faith in you. So I'm excited.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We still have a long road, but we got to do it. We got to make it happen. So thank you. And I believe in you guys. I mean, I've been working with you guys now for we've been talking a couple of years now, right? I mean, it's like it's really been a good time, and I've also really wanted to make sure that I include your voices in what we develop and create and how we approach this whole thing. It's not, it's like yourselves and other fans, people like Warren, people, like the groups over in the UK. Everybody's got I didn't do this in a vacuum. We're all trying to make this happen together. I do have to serve in sort of a tip of the spear, right? And I'm trying to lead this and get it done, because someone's got to do it, right? But that's the point.
No, we're honored to be on your team and helping you along. Absolutely.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, your crew, which is us two and you and a few other guys like John Avery and Ron Nesbitt and all those guys, they're not getting, nobody's getting paid for this. We're doing this because we love the idea. We trust you that you'll make a good, and we've seen some of your footage. Those, I'm telling you, the VFX effects that you've done just with what you have now is amazing. And Brian Johnson even said so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, yeah, and that's just the beginning. It's really just the beginning. And that was done quickly, and I just kind of made it happen, right? I mean, can you imagine what we could create if we had the time and the money and the energy to really, really do this? And that's why I want to not only get this documentary funded, I want to get the stretch goals funded. It's certainly at least the first one that which is doing more effects with Brian, right? I mean, it's so important that we put this thing together. And I'm not getting paid either. We just it's all, we just want to do it. We want to make it happen. So
Tim Smith on YouTube says it's going to happen.
Yeah, we're hoping also that it'll open some other avenues for you to do some other stuff. So
that'd be fantastic.
1999 stuff and other stuff.
Yeah, no, that'd be fantastic. And it's I just think that there's something here that's not tapped, and I think that it's something that Hollywood does not understand or has underestimated, and that's another part of why we have to do these things as Kickstarters, right? It's like it's not like this project has been pitched around Hollywood, and I did get a response, and there were possibilities of doing it in a certain level, but I'll tell you, they had zero interest in the fan story. Zero. They were like, what do big celebrities think of this? That was the story. What do big name celebrities think about this whole thing? And then it was going to turn into it was going to take the eagle, and it was going to diminish the eagle down to a very, very small amount of the story. And then it was going to really bump up NASA and SpaceX and all that sort of thing, and celebrities. And the eagle would have probably been about 5% of the documentary. And when I set out to make the documentary about the eagle, and so for me personally, I'm kind of glad it didn't get financed from Hollywood, because I wouldn't really have wanted to watch that. That was what started happening to me. I was seeing the piece that was kind of heading to be developed, as a Hollywood version of this. And I was like, would I want to watch this? And I was like, I wouldn't want to watch that. And I don't even think the guys that I know and care about would want to watch this. We'd all be like, what is this? And everything. So this way we get to tell the story we want to tell, which is about, not only us and our love for it, but the people who are, the origin of it and how it happened and how it came to be and everything. We can talk about the future of it and all that stuff, right? And really, really lean in and make a great documentary about this eagle, and this love of this thing. That's what I want to do. That's what we're going to do. So,
yeah, I know there's a lot of inspiration. I boast about the inspiration of it when the show came out in, the mid 70s, on, what has that done for you? I say that it probably turned me into a computer nerd. And for my career, from David Cano's, just exposure, with season 1, I've always been into computers, probably made some pilots, probably made some scientists, probably made some doctors, film producer like yourself.
Made some film producers, some film directors. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fan inspiration from it.
Absolutely. And again, I think for even the fact that there's a story here for people all around the world who have never even heard of it, that we have to remember that, right? It's like we are in the silo of Space 1999 fandom, right? Because we know and love it, and know other people who know and love it. But think about it, there are millions of people around the world. There are people who I've run into working on this project who are like, God, I never even heard of this. But I'll tell you what, universally, the people who I introduced this to, they're like, that is so cool. I've never heard of this. Why haven't I ever heard of this? This is awesome. You guys got to tell this story. This is so cool, right? And then I say, you got to watch Dragon's Domain. So
so true.
Yeah.
So, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and on another level, there's a lot of people that, maybe they like the show, maybe they don't, but they sure do like the ship.
That's where I'm also going with this, right? It's this whole thing of like, even the new people that I see, they're like, whether they like the show or not, they're like, that ship is awesome. I mean, I have had a reaction, especially the young guys that I've worked with on this project so far, the camera crew guys, stuff like that. A lot of them, some of them are in their 20s, early 30s. They never even heard of it, right?
Right.
And then they see it and they're like, this is fantastic. But this ship is so cool, right? They get it. They like it a lot. But then I've also had a couple crew members who were like, wait a minute, what are you guys making? And I was like, yeah, we're doing this story. And this guy's like, really? I had one of those. Yeah. He's like, I totally had one of those. And it was hanging in my room. It was back in the 70s and everything, right? So there's that thing. I told you guys the other day I was shipping the Mattel Eagle to you, Gordon, to help us get this out the door. And I was at the UPS store, and the Eagle box was sitting there on the scale, and this guy walks in. He's like, whoa! He's like, that's awesome. He's like, I totally had that. That's so cool. I love that ship. Man, I'm old. And then he walked out. It was, it was so cool because it's like, it resonates, man. I'm telling you, there are so many people that this touched. And I think we're going to be shocking. I think it's going to be shocking to tell the world and show the world how much this impact the spaceship has had. It's
absolutely
crazy.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So if I seem passionate about it, it's because I am. I really am.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's something when you meet somebody that remembers that show. I mean, I've got some friends that have been around for a long time, but one of them just got remarried, and we do game nights, and we take turns at each other's houses, and we got over to my other friend's house, and she was like, hey, I think you and Dan have a common interest. I'm like, really? Okay. So we walk in and he's got a 22-inch pre-built Eagle.
Nice.
And I'm like, holy crap.
Wow.
So then when they came to my house, he saw my collection. He was like, holy crap. Yeah. You just never know who you're going to meet that.
Right.
Unless you bring it up or you've got it in your hand or something like that, you would never even know they were part of that.
No, and I think it's so interesting because again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse to the people who've seen me on other podcasts or conversations talking about this, but I want to bring up again the central thesis of this documentary is that it's really about the fact that this connected to the space missions, the moon missions, and NASA And you know what I mean? And it came along at just the right time where it connected. And I think a whole generation of us saw the future in the eagle and saw the future in that show, a future we were going to grow up and be a part of. Right. And so the fact that we got to do that, we were like, man, I'm going to fly that thing. Like if NASA 25 years ago is going to make something that's a continuation of the lunar module, it's going to be this. And I'm going to go up there. I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to do it. You know, it's like that was motivating. It was inspiring. And again, that's the same that, you know, while I love Star Trek, I wasn't going to be, you know, barring some medical miracle, alive in the 23rd century, you know, to be on the Enterprise. But I sure as hell could fly an eagle.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's already sort of being done with the alpaca, isn't it? I mean,
right. Yeah. Which we want to talk about in this documentary.
Yeah. It really resonates. Kind of the shape. Just basically what it's supposed to be doing as a moon hopper or a moon lander, if you will.
Right.
It definitely has a lot of, I would say, inspiration from the eagle.
I have a crazy ambition also too. We're going to be going out to one of the astronauts from SpaceX, who also happens to be a huge sci-fi fan, a guy named Jared Isaacman, to talk to him about see if he wants to be in the documentary. And he's a pilot and he's an astronaut and that sort of thing. And I swear, man, if I get him on board, I'm going to get him to take an eagle up there with him. You know, could you imagine seeing an eagle and actually floating in zero G? You know, microgravity, having a little eagle. Like it's like, dude, take this with you. You know.
Right. I just hope the plastic would survive with no problem. Might have to develop.
You know, I think, you know, to me, I'd send one of these, just a little 1612. You know, one of these little the new ones that would probably work. You know, yeah, but it still would be in space.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So, yeah. So that's where we are, guys. I mean, it's I appreciate everybody's help. Obviously, here's the thing. I've got Kickstarter very interested in helping us with this project. They actually really like the project. But the thing that I need some folks to step up here early on. We need as much money in there as we can in the early days of this campaign to show that there's interest for it, so the Kickstarter will put it out to the broader community, because we need Kickstarter people. It can't just be 1999 fans. We need other people to come into this and get involved, you know. And I'm working hard. I'm going to be getting a lot more national press on this in the coming days as well. You know, we already were in space.com this past week, which was awesome. You know, we've had all kinds of, sci-fi and media attention. We're going to be in Movie Web. We actually 2 articles coming up in Movie Web about us. So there's a lot of stuff, you know, and we're getting exposure that you don't normally get for this kind of thing. That's, you know, we were in Deadline, right? Deadline Hollywood. That stuff tells you that there's an audience for this and that there's interest in it. I mean, that's the thing. So last thing I want to also address, I know that there's been some questions out there from people about our rewards on this Kickstarter. Now, the first thing I want to say to everybody is we're filmmakers who are trying to figure out how to finance and make a movie. We're not trying to be a store. We're not a store, you know. And I think one of the mistakes people make with Kickstarter is they treat it like a store, and they're like, well, how much does this thing cost? And well, that thing costs a lot of money, you know. And one of the issues we ran into was with shipping, and the fact that we said early on free shipping to US, Canada, UK, whatever, right? And I think that was a mistake on our part, because anybody really knows Kickstarter, they don't provide shipping typically. What happens is you select a reward tier, and then shipping is calculated and everything. And I think we made a mistake by going free shipping. I hate to say that, but I feel that way, right? It's like we really should have evened it out to everybody and said, you can get this anywhere in the world, any of the stuff you want, but then shipping costs are an addition to it. Right. Because the thing is, everyone needs to think about this. We're not, and I think that in the world of Amazon, in the world of this kind of quick fulfillment and everything, you know, it's like what we pay a certain price, you know, you pay for Amazon Prime and you just get the stuff delivered, right? It's like, what's the big deal? Well, the cost of shipping is very high since COVID. It's extremely expensive. And so when somebody in Australia or other places, New Zealand, other places are like, hey, I want to get that stuff. And okay, sure. Let's say they purchase an item, or they get a reward that's at a $250 tier or something like that. And suddenly, if we have to spend $75, $80, $100 to ship it to them, then suddenly that just cuts out of our budget to be able to make the film.
Yep.
Right. And that's the part that I think a lot of people don't understand. And as far as like the cost of some of the tiers, we're again, it's not a store where we're trying to give discounts on this. We're trying to actually raise money to make the film. So, yes, a 4K Blu-ray at $50 seems like a lot of money, but the truth is we're putting it at that level because we're actually trying to have a margin that allows us to actually, because remember, we have to make the DVD, print the packaging, put the whole thing together, and then ship it out. So there has to be there's a margin there, and we also have to have enough money to make the film. So there's a whole process with how Kickstarter works, and I need everybody to be patient with us and understand it. We are reevaluating some of our reward levels and some of our approach to shipping and that sort of thing. And heck, if we can go blow this thing out of the water to where we've raised lots and lots of money, shipping won't matter, right? We can cover everything and deal with it. But it's something we have to take super seriously because we are trying to raise money to make a film. We're not trying to be a store to sell little products to people. Right. That's the difference, right?
So with regards to Kickstarter, what do you mean by the exposure? Do they have different distro lists that they use, or do they promote themselves a little bit of a wider audience of specific starters?
Yeah, there's we expect to be very soon something they call Project We Love, where they put us up at the front of their their page. Okay. And they say, we like this project, please help it out, that sort of thing. I think that's something that Kickstarter will do for us in the coming days. Because the idea is to get the Kickstarter, what I think it's like they've raised like over $9 billion or something like that, in their history. And, obviously there's a community of people that really use Kickstarter almost like social media. They go on there trying to find cool projects that they can help support. Right. So, the vast majority of the comments and the response we've had has been tremendously positive, both on Kickstarter and in social media. But we do have occasional, people who are saying things like, "Hey, I really want to see this happen, but you guys want to charge $500 for a pre-built eagle." And it's like, well, what's the cost of an actual pre-built eagle? And then when you look at the fact that not only are we purchasing pre-built eagles to sell to you or put in as a reward, we also still again have to mark it up in order to have some money that we can apply toward the production of the film. If we were just in the business of selling eagles, that would be a different thing.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Perfectly said.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure I addressed that because I'm really hoping people will hear me on this and go, wait a minute, it's really not. I think what happens is sometimes people hit Kickstarter and they lose sight of the mission of whatever the person doing the Kickstarter is, right? Whatever the team doing the Kickstarter is, they lose sight and they go, well, okay, I want to give you guys some money, but what are these things here? And what I want everyone to focus on is help us make a movie. That's first, right? We will have fantastic products that will come out as our rewards. This coffee table book will be fantastic. It will be gorgeous. There are a lot of sessions and Q&As and things that people can become part of. There's all kinds of behind the scenes things, the ability to chat with Brian, chat with Nick, even have dinner with either of them, that sort of thing. Those are all opportunities here that we put together. Some cool posters, the other things, but you get it. I mean, the bottom line is we're still trying to make a movie. We want your help to make a movie. That's what we're trying to do because we want you to see the movie. That's what we want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Very first thing is get the film done.
Yep.
Enjoy the rewards that you get by helping that, and then you get even more rewards after the film is released. And I can't wait to see that coffee table book.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys have seen the quality of just the print content my team creates as it is. Can you imagine the book we could create? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very exciting.
It'll be amazing. It'll be great. We're good at that stuff. It's just, let's get the movie funded and then let's keep going. Yeah. So
wonderful.
Any other concerns? Any other questions that you wanted to relay, Mr. Morris?
I think those are the main ones. I think those are the main ones. Oh, thank you very much, Michelle. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate you being here with us on a Sunday.
Sure. Happy to be here. No, absolutely. No, I really am. I think it's a great deal I always enjoy talking with you guys, and I feel like I've become part of a family here with you guys, and everyone on this team, and we all believe in it, and we want to make something happen, and it's bigger than all of us, right? And so we want to tell that story.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Oh, onward, we'll get her done. So, any other things from you guys? I'm happy to answer any questions or comments, or certainly any questions or comments from the audience too.
Well, I mean, as the weeks progress, what do us fans have to look forward to other than you're getting some exposure out there? Are you going to want to leverage certain particular platforms to perhaps get the word out? Maybe we could be advocates to at least point folks in the right direction of some of the stuff that
I'll tell you what, as there's some new podcasts coming up. As the podcasts come up, I'll make sure that you guys get the information on it so that you can share with everyone.
Okay.
And I think one of the things that happens in these podcasts, obviously, is we get to talk about lots and lots of different stuff. I was on Robert Meyer Burnett's podcast recently, and there was a fantastic conversation we had, and we went into all kinds of things about philosophy and science, and our feelings on Star Trek, all kinds of stuff. We got into we had almost 2-hour conversations. Fantastic. So it goes a lot bigger than just the Eagle, so that's always good. So, hey, yeah, you know what, Todd, we should put the link to the campaign in.
I did just now. It's in the comments, but that's Jamie Hood, by the way.
Oh, hey, Jamie.
Always telling me how to do things. Welcome, Jamie. Definitely listen to you, because you are the advertising connoisseur. So,
yep.
But yeah, he's the reason that we got the Eagles. So,
yep, exactly.
And then
he listens to the fans. He definitely does have a lot of interest in it. Of course, I think he's more into Star Trek, Star Wars than anything, but or comics for that matter. But we really do appreciate his support for Space 1999. And like I said, 27 products since 2014. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
From round 2, 1612, there's probably even more.
In just short 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like 8 years, but yeah.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's kind of like he's like you, Jeffrey. He's getting his word out, and you're getting your word out, and we're gonna keep plugging away, and we're not trying to ruffle feathers of anybody.
No.
Facebook is fickle. I can post this video right here in there. In 30 minutes, it'll be gone. You'll have to scroll for it. That's how fast
right.
work on these Facebook.
Yeah, I was very sad to see, those couple of comments when people were getting frustrated, and I got it. I understood exactly that you can get fatigue. I'll tell you, I remember back around 2000 when that song "Smooth" came out, that Santana song, and how you just could not get away from that song, man. It was like, please make it stop. I'll pay you guys to not play that song, please. It's like, and I get it, how things can get overexposed, but that's just not our intent. We gotta, we're just trying to make sure people know what's going on. That's all it is, because there's no other way to get it done. There's no other way to get it done. It's like, how do we do it otherwise?
Yeah. Or like the Bee Gees in the 70s. Overexposure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Every place you turned, you heard a Bee
Yeah,
Gees.
there was a lot of Bee Gees going on.
Disco.
Boy, I bet those guys made a lot of money.
I think they're the ones who actually came up with the term. Not them, but they're the cause of the term "disco sucks."
I could see that. Yeah. It was just too much. It's just too much. There's certain things sometimes people just overdo it. And I guess that I would say one more thing. The good news is this will be over soon. Just help us get it done. Help us get it done, and we'll be, So,
absolutely.
Boy, I'll tell you. We're shooting this in 6K and 8K. There's a question here about the production. The idea is that this will be absolutely have some sort of limited theatrical run. It's like a documentaries. Documentaries obviously are not going to get a lot of we're not going to get 1,400 screens or something like Mission Impossible or something. But we're hoping to be in some. I absolutely want this to have some form of theatrical release, and I'm shooting it at that quality level so it can be projected in a theater. And so we'll see what happens with that. And the long-term target with this is obviously for it to be in streaming someplace like Netflix, which I think is pretty logical target for this, Netflix or Amazon. It'll be on one of those.
It'd sure be great to see your picture in this massively huge poster over at the Edvar Hazy Smithsonian Air and Space at Dulles at their IMAX. That would be amazing.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do. Again, it's the sky's the limit if we can just get some help, get it done. Yep. We'll get her done.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I did donate, and I plan on donating even more. So.
Well, thank you, Gordon. I appreciate it. I have as well.
And, mine's coming.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's every little bit helps, and we're all putting our money where our mouths are, right? that's the thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially since we want to get the word out on our platforms here.
Yep. So, all right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna jump into another call, but how about I come back again next week? Let's talk again.
Yep. Hey, I'm excited. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm happy to keep talking and as long as people don't get sick of it. Let's keep talking. And plus the other thing is let's do some shows about some other stuff too. I mean, there's all kinds of things about. I'd love to just delve into some episodes with you guys and talk about. Let's talk about The Last Sunset or something. Let's do an episode about that.
Well, we can do that, but a lot of times we focus here on the props and ships, on some builds, on some upcoming kits, on perhaps Wonderfest once that comes around again.
Sure.
But yeah, we definitely focus on the props and ships aspect of this page.
Okay. If we're going to do one, it needs to be Dragon's Domain.
Well, let's do that. All I'm saying is we can even do it and focus it on the props and ships and stuff of that episode. Right. But I'm just saying it'd be kind of fun. I mean, that episode alone, think about all the ships in it. Right? There's just so many cool things in Dragon's Domain that are worth talking about. So,
well, Jeffrey, we're talking about Dragon's Domain so much that it sounds to me like you would mind getting yourself hands on an 18-inch Ultra Probe, 3D printed.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I would love an Ultra Probe. Yeah, that'd be
great. To you.
Yeah, no, I'd like to have an Ultra Probe. And one of the few Eagles that I don't have the one with the detachable command module from that episode.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I got to get one of those too.
Yeah, 1612 put one of those out.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, I got to get one of those. We'll talk about that. So cool, guys. Anything else, folks? Anybody? Questions?
No, I don't think so. Hope you have a wonderful week. We'll stay in touch.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us, Jeffrey.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys take care.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Good little that was some seriously good information, because some of that stuff we didn't even know, doing all this stuff. So
I certainly hope that they can get the exposure on the Kickstarter of the projects that they love. I really would love to see that happen.
Me too.
That would put things into the stratosphere like it needs to be.
I was going to show you something too. Is there anything you need to announce?
Well, aside from the upcoming Eagles that are coming out of the official Jerry Anderson store, and the two pre-order of one of the Blam on what is it? Good grief, the Aftershock and Awe book that should be coming to market next month. I think both of them are actually the Lost Comics of Look-In, not the Lost, but the Look-In comics, and this Aftershock and Awe book. Those should be coming to the store for shipment sometime next month. I believe there's other items probably in the making. I know that you guys saw the 1612. What is it? The smaller size helmets that Steve wants to put out for 1612. Those are going to be coming out, I think, next year. Those are kind of cool. If you don't have the room for the big 1/1 scale helmet, the real the human size helmet, you can get a smaller one and put that on your shelf.
Right.
When it comes to getting some interesting builds, if you want to spend a little bit of money, whether it's the Altares, the Super Swift, the Metaprobe, the Ultra Probe. Get with Bill Altenberg. He has been doing an amazing job 3D printing some of those ships, and just to have kind of a unique display for yourself. He's been doing a pretty good job fabricating some really good stuff. I don't know how he engineers it. I've never really got into the 3D printing, but it might be worthwhile getting into. Me personally, I just I don't build, I buy. But the stuff that he sends me, and I've been ordering just about everything. It's been top notch, number one.
So Keith says, "Hey guys, it's Keith Mayfield. So seriously, the Kickstarter ideology, whatever that damn word is, ideology is not working here, and Guam is there. In Guam, is there a possibility an alternate address to kick it out, because there are quite few people here would actually be interested in the Space 99 Kickstarter?"
Yeah, I'm not sure what the limitation is, if there's a firewall issue or what's going on. I'm not aware of that. I would get with so I think Jeffrey's email is at the bottom of the, well, if you can't even access the Kickstarter, I'll forward you some information, Keith, and we'll of the contact information to see if I don't know, there can be something cleared up, because I'm not sure why Guam is not able to have access.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I mean, we don't understand that at all ourselves. It should be worldwide, and a lot of people, and it's all over the world, because I know Australia and everything have been getting it. So
absolutely. What else did anybody out there in the ether wanted to ask us any questions before we wrap this up? So looks like Mark Robbins says, "I'm supporting the Kickstarter. Let's get this thing done." Michael Moore said, "I saw the smaller helmets. Tony's workbench. I want that round 2 Ultra Probe ship kit." Yeah, wouldn't we all? So Jamie was talking a little bit about that. Maybe that's a possibility, but don't forget, he's got to make money. So would it sell 5,000 units or whatever amount of units that they think that they can sell? Now the UPCM, I believe that there would be a really good possibility of getting that produced, and I think that would sell pretty well. Me personally, I think the Swift would be a great seller, but I could be wrong. Crummy episode, but great ship. You saw the 1612 version, and Steve even put out a retro version, as if there were a dinky version. And those, I think, sold pretty well. I know that he limited production to, I think, about 2,000 for the regular one and 300 for the retro. I believe those sold. I don't think they've sold out yet. I think they're still on his store. But anyway, the Ultra Probe, yeah, that would be kind of cool to get a hold of. There's a lot of repeatable parts that Jamie was talking about, so I don't know. We'll see. With the Eagle actually has a few repeatable parts to leverage for the tooling. So you never know. Let's see here. Jamie said, probably toward you, Todd. Always happy to crack the whip.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's keeping me on my toes, that's for sure.
Ellen Bailey goes, "Gordon, Ronald D. Moore's people contacted you when they used your comlock for all mankind. Would it not be possible to contact them and ask if Ronald could at least do a tweet or social media post?" Wow, that's a really good idea. I'll look through my archives and check that out. I'll hit him up, because I did respond to him from that comlock when I sold it to him, telling him that I finally saw it. It was really cool to see on that episode. And he said thank you, and he was really appreciative of our deal, and happy to do that. So that's a really good idea. I'll jump on that this week. Didn't even think about that. Let's see, what else do we have going on here. So Mike Morissette, he said, I just recently got my 1612 diecast Swift, and that model is great. Yeah, it's nice. It's not too bad. I think the feet are in the wrong spot, pointing in the wrong way. But for the most part, for a mass-produced item, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially since Steve decided to put the main thruster as aluminum instead of either plastic or diecast or whatever. So,
Robert Hill says, "Will the clips from the show be restored in 4K? Are you meaning the show itself come out like in 4K Blu-ray, or I know Jeffrey said he's going to be shooting the documentary in 6K, and I think he even said 6 and 8K. So, but I
think what Robert Hill is referring to is that the existing, the best resolution you can get right now is Blu-ray, high def. Right. Is there going to be whatever clips that they use from the show itself? Are they going to be up to 4K? Are they going to be able to up resolution that as well? Right. In addition to not necessarily Jeffrey's footage, but if he uses footage from the old episode.
Yeah, that would be up to somebody who wants to release DVDs and Blu-rays and all that stuff again. And it seems like everybody that's done it's just kind of went bye-bye. Not because of space.
Network UK went bye-bye. Yeah, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get the original Network UK works or masters that they ended up doing up to at least Blu-ray.
Right.
I also don't necessarily know if 35 millimeter would do it either, because I'm sure that there's going to be a little bit of computer work, but that's way above my pay grade. I don't know too much about that.
He said the show itself, i.e. ITV footage.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
Yeah. It'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, how clear do you want to see these things, man? I figured high def was good, but I guess people are wanting to see it on their 65, 70-inch, 80-inch TVs in the up 4K.
True that.
And I don't blame them. Maybe there is a way that somebody's going to do that as a project and take all the footage and re-release Space 1999 in 4K. That would be interesting. It wouldn't surprise me because, good grief, I mean, talk to Andrew Ray out of the Australia. He has just about every release of every DVD and Blu-ray and maybe even VHS stuff of Space 1999 from every country or almost every country, and they put out quite a bit. They got a lot of stuff out there. It's amazing how much. I mean, $6 Million Man. You probably, how many times do you see that on Blu-ray? Versus Space 1999.
I watched it. I actually watched all the seasons. I binge watched them just to get back. I'm still in the middle of it. I haven't gotten. I think I'm on season 3.
Nice.
But that was before everything happened with my dad. So I'll get back to it. Get back to the deal. And I cannot believe this guy says 1999 is nice on my 85-inch TV. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, you go to your local Costco, and the 85s, I think, are what are they $1,000, $1,500 now? I mean, they have dropped the prices on the massive TVs like you wouldn't believe.
And I can't imagine.
It'll blow your mind. Yeah,
my 65 is huge to me.
Oh, same here. So we have a 65 up in the attic in our living room in this house. Our 50-inch goes over the mantle just fine, and it's big enough. 85, I don't have a man cave for that, and I don't have the wall space in here to put one in here because I got just way too many paintings. Thank you.
Yeah.
But man, 85 inches, that is big.
Absolutely.
All right. So I guess we need to wrap this up. It's 3:11.
Yeah.
And really do appreciate you inviting me again, Todd.
Do what? I'm sorry.
I really do appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Always. Yep, it's always. Oh, Keith's TV is the one that has the 85-inch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think. Hold on.
How do you get it in the back of your truck? I mean, I got a full-size truck, and I think these TVs are just getting too big for the truck. It's amazing how much cardboard you can wrap around them.
Huh. I kind of seem to remember somebody sending me the Far Side of the Sun Blu-ray. I'm going to have to ask. I'm going to have to go check that out when I get home.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, you have a great one.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for joining us today. Now, like I said, we can't do this without you. So, whatever you can do it, and let's get this thing done. We did it once before. Let's do it again.
Yep. Well, hope you guys have a great week. Todd, have a good one.
Yes, sir. Me too. I hope you have a good week too. We'll see you guys all next Sunday at 2:00.
That's right. We'll be here.
Peace out.
Okay.